Hi, I'm Brian Bartlett, the Relocation Program Manager here at Fort Riley, Kansas, home of the Big Red One. Coming to you today live from the 1st Infantry Division Museum, where back in June of 1917 it was originated. But before we go there, we're going to talk real quick about some things that's been coming through on social media, some questions that we've been having regarding, first of all, housing. If you have questions about housing or the waiting list that's been occurring, you need to contact Corvius Military Living or our Off-Post Military Housing Division at 785-239-3525. Also, if you are coming to Fort Riley and you're just arriving, I would tell you to download the My Base Guide app. It's a wonderful app. It'll help you on your first few days here at Fort Riley to get around, know where places are. If you're a single soldier and you're coming to Fort Riley, I would tell you to research into the BOSS program or look at our Warrior Zone, see what it has to offer to you, because it's going to be there as you arrive for things to do, especially if you're coming in on a weekend. If you're looking to volunteer upon arriving at Fort Riley, we have one of the best in the United States Army volunteer programs. Contact our volunteer coordinator. Her phone number is 785-239-9435. If you are new to the Army and you're having concerns or questions regarding transportation, I would tell you to contact our transportation office. Their phone number is 785-239-6683, or go to move.mil and check out move.mil before you contact transportation office. If you're looking for things to do upon arriving, our MWR, check out the MWR website. They are here as well. If you're looking for outdoor recreation, is also here to provide things for you to do outdoors. Milford Lake is just 4 miles outside the back gate of Fort Riley. So if you're looking for outdoor activities, look at Milford Lake, great opportunity. Also, upon arriving to Fort Riley, we have discount tickets. Our ticket office is here for you as well. Check them out for anything to do in the local areas. And having to provide discount tickets. So at this time, I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Bob Smith, our curator here at the museum. Dr. Bob.
Welcome to the Fort Riley 1st Infantry Division Museum in Fort Riley, Kansas. I'm standing in front of a painting done by James Dietz depicting the Battle of Cantigny. The Battle of Cantigny was fought in May of 1918 and consisted of an attack by the 26th and 28th Infantry Regiments. The Battle of Cantigny was a major victory for the division and its first victory. We're proceeding down the hall to our World War II gallery. The United States entered World War II in December of 1941, and the division was deployed overseas to Western Europe in March of 1942. The division participated in 3 major amphibious operations of the war: the invasion of North Africa, the invasion of Sicily, and then finally the Normandy invasion on June 6, 1944. The division then participated in all of the major campaigns in Western Europe: the Battle of Aachen, the Battle of the Hürtgen Forest, and then the Battle of the Bulge. It remained in Europe, or ended the war in Europe, in May of 1945, and then it proceeded to remain in Europe from 1945 to 1955 on security and occupation duties. The division then came to Fort Riley in 1955, and it has remained its home since then. In 1965, the division deployed to Southeast Asia and the Vietnam conflict. It remained there until April of 1970, when it returned home to Fort Riley. We're now heading up to our weapons room, and our weapons room chronicles the weapons that were used by the division and our adversaries during World War I, World War II, and the Vietnam conflict. One of our most iconic items is located here in our Desert Storm gallery. And it is a simple piece of plywood. And it is "Welcome to Iraq, courtesy of the Big Red One, and it greeted Big Red One soldiers and our allies as they crossed the berm into Iraq during Operation Desert Storm in 1991.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Bob. Okay, so we will go ahead and move over to our Operation Iraqi Freedom area. But before we do that, we have the Big Red One Association here today. Miss Ruth Dupree is here to talk all about the association and what they have to offer. She's here today in our remembrance room. So, Miss Ruth.
Hi. The Society of the 1st Infantry Division is an organization that's made up of soldiers who have and are still currently proudly serving in the Army's 1st Division. It was formed at the end of World War I in 1919 by some soldiers who got together and wanted to be sure that nobody forgot about their legendary feats or the history of the division, and we've been in continuous service ever since. The mission of the Society is to perpetuate the history of the division and to honor the service and sacrifice of its soldiers and its units. One of the ways that we do this is we have a ceremony every Memorial Day and Veterans Day at our monument in Washington, D.C. This monument has the name of all of the 1ID fallen since World War I. One of the ways that we take care of our own is by providing grants to soldiers who encounter a need that is unexpected and can't be covered by other Army agencies. Every year we also have a reunion in a different part of the United States where we have between 700 and 1,000 active duty soldiers and veterans who come together to reminisce and share their Big Red One stories. We have an online store that sells hats, t-shirts, and other memorabilia with the 1ID logo on it. And this year we're proud that we have a commemorative 100th anniversary print also available. So membership is very affordable. Membership is open to all active duty soldiers and veterans who have served in the 1ID, who have been attached to or in support of, which means that almost everybody at Fort Riley can be a member. I'd like to invite you to join the society. Your dues are what pay or help us provide grants and other services for soldiers. And if you'd like to visit our website at www.1stid.org for more information about us and how to join. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ruth. I definitely appreciate that. Now, we're going to move over to our Operation Iraqi Freedom area, where we turn it back over again to Dr. Bob. Tell us a little bit about the Operation Iraqi Freedom. Dr. Bob.
I'm standing by our corded and knot diorama. We have our 3 Big Red One soldiers ready to barge in and confiscate weapons from our insurgent behind the door here in his weapons cache.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, I want to go to our website and see real quick, do we have any questions this week from our live audience?
We do. So we have one question for the Society of the 1st Infantry Division. And the question is, how much does membership cost?
As I said before, membership is very affordable. For E1 through E7, it is $10 per year, and E8 and above, it is $15 a year.
Thank you.
Any more questions today?
Nope, that's it.
If you do have any questions out there in our live audience, please feel free to contact our Facebook site and or contact us at 785-239-5739. Okay, next week, next Thursday, 12 o'clock, join us when we are live from our newest facility here at Fort Riley, Kansas, our water park. So it should be a new experience here. MWR will talk all about events and things that they have. We would be remiss if we did not talk about our most recent Medal of Honor recipient. So Dr. Bob, please.
Okay, we honor Specialist Ross A. McGinnis, our posthumous Medal of Honor recipient, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and our most recent recipient of the Medal of Honor. And I'd like to say please come to our museums and you may view the 100-year history of the 1st Infantry Division.
All right, thank you, Dr. Bob. I want to take this opportunity to thank the museum today for allowing us to be here today, sharing all about the Big Red One, and also to Ruth to be here today about the Big Red One Association. From Fort Riley, Kansas, where this is a great place to live, train, deploy from, and come home to, where there is no mission too difficult or no sacrifice too great. Duty first.
Service always.